Perhaps again a too simple video. I bought these LEDs in the past, and then I mean this LED. It's a red LED. It is from China. I bought 100 of them approximately, and they work very, very nice, in a certain way better compared to the LEDs that I had from the past. Say the 1960s, 1990s, 2000s, etc., etc. All these LEDs were giving out light on a certain voltage. Often it's 1 kilo ohm up to 2.2 kilo ohm on voltages in the order of 12 volts up to approximately 20 volts. But this LED is in a certain way very sensitive. And the good thing of it is that you can use this LED when you want to connect it to 12 volts via a higher value series resistor. Even in the order of 10 kilo ohms, so 10,000 ohms. And that's a lot. The LED still lights up in a good way. So I think in a certain way they have optimized the properties of this LED, and say you can also use it on 40 volts or so with resistors in the order of 50 kilo ohm to approximately 100 kilo ohm. That's a good property of that LED, but on the other hand, this LED, when I connect it, for instance, to this simple bicycle dynamo here, and I turn here, say, the pulley here, this LED immediately burns out. And that's in a certain way logical when we look at the properties of this LED. When it can work with series resistors in the order of 10k or so, 10,000 ohms or so. But anyway, wanted to tell that perhaps it's interesting when you order via China these LEDs. In fact, they are very, very nice, very sensitive, and that's the reason of this video. I think they are a little bit too sensitive, but that's a good property. And thus, when the current exceeds a certain limit, the LED burns out. And even with such a small bicycle dynamo. We know, of course, I don't have to explain that further. It was in many earlier videos that LEDs need a constant current source. And of course, this bicycle dynamo has bad properties to drive a LED. At first, it's AC. The frequency is unknown. It depends on the, say, the turns ratio, how quick this wheel turns around on the bicycle tube. So that means that we get pulses, and when I connect it to the oscilloscope, you will surely see it. Let me try it. I only have one hand. And the other thing is that now at the moment I have connected a LED parallel to the bicycle dynamo. But anyway, let's try. So, I hope I can make something visible. Yes. Okay. This is the setup now. Here. The LED, the two crocodile clips to the scope, and now I turn that wheel of the dynamo with one hand, and I hope it's visible, that you see pulses. Well, here you see it. I turn now the bicycle dynamo forward and backward, but you see the pulses here. And it means these pulses can, like I told, damage such a LED. So, was more or less all to tell. Thanks for watching. This still works. Perhaps it's interesting to show. Here is that dynamo again, and here is a blue LED. Blue LED. Dynamo here. Give it somewhat more light. Dynamo. And here's that blue LED. Driven by the bicycle dynamo. It gives flashes, and of course we know that the blue LED has a higher supply voltage, and it means that this blue LED is not damaged by the say the peak voltage that the bicycle dynamo gives. Anyway, thanks for watching. Very simple video, too simple in my opinion. Anyway, when you follow my channel, there's much more content on my YouTube channel, and perhaps this is interesting. It is what I have written on a piece of paper on my workbench to make a Darlington with a BC547 and a BD139 and a relay. So when you touch here the input, the relay will switch. And especially when you give it a positive voltage, because it's an NPN Darlington. So 2 fingers here of the same hand and the relay will switch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Kind of somewhat sloppy video. But I tried to repair a bicycle lamp. Thought that it was very easy. Surely it was not very easy, like all things that you want to do in electronics or in hobby electronics, etc., etc. I don't want to elaborate on that. Thanks for watching.